What's up, you guys? It's Lewis here, and it's time for another market scan to scan the crypto markets and see if there are any good buying opportunities. And it's been a minute, so let's get into it. I'm changing these up a little bit. Before, what I did was I would simply go through as many coins as possible. I'm still going to do that, but I'm just changing up the coins I'm going to be going through in the beginning. First, as I mentioned here, I'm going to be starting out with the market cap and the dominance. And then I'm going to go from the total market cap to the alt market cap to Bitcoin dominance to altcoin dominance, then Bitcoin, Ethereum. And then I'm going to do the coins that are listed on Gemini and Coinbase exchanges, because these are the US based exchanges. So I believe that the coins that are on here have the most validity to them, and they won't be at risk of people not being able to trade them if they are, if an exchange like Binance goes away or like doesn't allow US customers. There's been rumors about that. I'm starting to think that those rumors are not real, or they are not justified, and that Binance is going to be here and it's going to be just fine. But just in case, might as well just have the coins that are listed on Gemini and Coinbase be the first ones that I go after, just because better safe than sorry, right? Then I'm going to use the market scanner to see if there are any coins with the RSI levels under 30, because that usually presents really good opportunities for buying, coins when they are oversold. And then I'm going to just continue the market update from the beginning. That way I'll have the beginning and I'll focus be on the coins. I'll have the focus in the beginning of the market update be on the coins that are available within the US, and then I will move on to the rest of the coins. So I have all of these, and then I'll just go down the line. I plan on being as objective as possible and using technical analysis in this report. And so I'm going to be using my trading cheat sheet checklist for a lot of these things. I'm not gonna like record the entire process of me going over, verifying every trade is good with TA, or else this video would be 15 hours long. But I am going to do my top-down analysis, draw the support and resistance levels, do the trend lines, the counter trends, moving averages, Fibonacci, view the Elliott wave, look for Elliott waves. Obviously, I'm going to look at the RSI. That's part of my new market scan routine. Obviously, check out the Stoch RSI, the MACD, and use candlestick psychology to see and just do all this stuff. This is available in the course, the trading cheat sheet. If you want to get the trading cheat sheet checklist, I put it in the course over at cryptoelite.com. And so I'm going to do that. And what I'll do is I'll just go through the coins, and I'll pause it. I'll just pause this video, and then I'll write as much stuff as I can down, in here, like what I normally do. And then I will make the video record again, and then just explain what I did, when I do my analysis. So getting started, let's just get started. Let's look at the total market cap for all of cryptocurrencies. In fact, let me just do that. Let me pause this, go through everything, do my analysis, and then unpause it and restart recording again. Okay, so for the total market cap, we are at a very tricky spot, because we are actually at the monthly resistance, and also you can see there was some weekly resistance right here as well. So we're at a spot where I could totally see a pullback. Not only that, but there's a huge spike this week in the total market cap. A lot of influx of new people, of new money, I mean. So because that's the case, we jumped straight up this week into monthly resistance, into some weekly resistance, pretty big weekly resistance, and had that huge volume spike, which is many times indicative of a blow off top. We're in the overbought territory for the total market cap. And if you take the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, back to the bottom, to the corrective bottom, this has been respected very well. You could see that the top was 61.8% of this Fibonacci move, and then the second top was 100%, exactly 100% of this Fibonacci move, and then the third semi pullback was at the 127% of this Fibonacci move, which correlated with the 61.8. Although this was not really that much of a pullback at all. It was virtually nothing. And then we surged back through that, and now we're at the 161.8% Fibonacci of this. So between the Fibonacci, the blow-off top type looking volume, the monthly and the very big weekly resistance as well, or semi-weekly resistance as well, I'm very, very cautious. By the way, this is the monthly. You can see right here, this is basically the top of the month. So why wouldn't we have, somewhat of a correction here? It seems reasonable for the total market cap. However, things are moving, coins are moving, things are bullish right now, and I'm not gonna put everything into USDT, right? I'm not gonna miss out on opportunities. So what I'm doing is, excuse me, let me put this back. What I'm doing is I'm actually going to be cautious and just keep at least a third of my trading account in USDT, especially because of everything I just said, right? This lets me take on the opportunities. If I have 2/3 of my normal trading account that I'm trading with, then I could take on opportunities. 2/3 of my normal trading account. And I'm just not going to put on, like, if I normally put on $10,000 positions, then I'll put on, or if I normally put on, let's say, $12,000 positions, I'll put on $8,000 positions, right? I'll just do 2/3 of whatever position that I'm putting on, or maybe 3/4 of whatever position I'm putting on, or if I normally put on 10K, I'll put on 6 or 7K positions, right? That'll give me some profits if I'm right, but also protect me a lot if I'm wrong. And when you're trading, you want to be as protective and preserve as much capital as possible. And I have my dollar cost average accounts, right? I have my HODL and my high interest accounts that I don't really touch. So if it keeps on going up, those accounts remain like positive, right? But for my trading account, I'm just using technical analysis, and like this is just what I see, right, for the crypto total market cap. Now, once I look at Bitcoin and once I look at specific altcoins and things like that, could be totally different, because the market cap could remain the same, or the market cap might even maybe go down a little bit, and then coins could remain sort of flat, or some might go up, but it really depends. Most of them would go down if the total market cap goes down. Regardless, though, the total market cap could just go like sideways, right? And then money can flow from Bitcoin into altcoins, or just flow all wherever it wants to go, So let's look at the other, let's look at the crypto market cap that's excluding Bitcoin. And you can see this week we just popped over this double top, hitting resistance, hit resistance, hit resistance, drop down, came back up, hit resistance, hit for weeks on end. And now this week we just had that pop. So if we just had this pop in alts, what if we come back down just a little bit, What if we come back down, say 10 to 12%, 10 to 15%, hit this support level, and then all of the alts basically drop, and then we move back up to this level right here. That's a possibility too. So that's another reason to just be cautious right now in alts. I mean, do we expect it to blow off of this double top, right? The total market cap to blow off this double top, very, very high, and then go all the way up in one week? I mean, it's definitely possible. This is crypto, this is crypto. So 35%, are we expecting the alt caps to go from $154 billion to basically gaining $210 billion in 1 or 2 weeks? Like I said, it's possible, but just using technical analysis, I sort of expect a little pullback to retest this level at 166 billion, Okay, so this is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. basically it respected the 38.2 Fibonacci on the monthly very, very well. You could see right here was a big resistance for it. And that was also some resistance because of these levels over here, right? And so I'm thinking that the 61.8 is going to be resistance as well. And if you look at the monthly chart, you could see that there's a lot of resistance. So I'm strong monthly plus 61.8% resistance means that I'm going to start taking profits around here. We did break through this triangle. We had this triangle right here, false breakout, quick false breakout first, but then finally slow and steady grind upward, and then we broke out of it, and now we're moving higher and higher and higher. So that's really, really good. Overall, I'm pretty cautious though, just because the total market cap is at that monthly resistance. So I'm just doing the same thing, as I said before, like monthly market cap. I'm going into coins, I'm going into trades with just a little bit less than normal to try to get opportunities, but yeah, I'm not gonna go all in. So yeah, basically, I'm gonna look to get into alts right now because Bitcoin dominance is hitting the major resistance and it's falling and had this big negative spike in volume. And obviously, on the flip side of that, alts hit the support and had a big positive spike in volume. So I'll be looking to scale out of Bitcoin and more into alts, at least for this week, up until it reaches 38.2 on the alt dominance chart. And also the others dominance, those super small caps, these things are hitting this nice support here. So it's not a bad idea to go into alts. I just wouldn't put every single thing, put all my capital into it. And also Bitcoin, looking at Bitcoin, you can see it's close to the all-time high. So yeah, I mean, might as well start scaling out of Bitcoin here. I don't see why not. It had this parabolic run up. If I've been in since down here. Like we've all been in like for a very long time, and we have our accounts where we just like average into Bitcoin every week anyway. So it's a good idea. Just like take profits on Bitcoin, in my opinion, and start scaling into alts. Okay, so for Bitcoin, basically, I have a monthly chart right here and I have a weekly chart right here. So either chart works fine for what I'm about to say. It's just basically we're so close to this all-time high, and we were at the monthly close, right? And now we're basically really, really close to the all-time highs, only a few percentage points, right? So if we look at that, under 10%. And we've had 30% pullbacks on every single run up. Like all these run ups right here, and I mean all these pullbacks right here were 35, 30 to 40%. So I just think even if it goes all the way to all time, even if it goes to 2,500 or something like that, and it beats that, I mean we could still have a pullback all the way down to about 14,000. So I'll go in at 14,000. That's where I'm scaling out, and I'll go in around 14K. That's my game plan. I have an alert set to alert everyone in the group. But yeah, I've scaled out a little bit on the way up, and I'm gonna continue to just scale out and take profits. And then right now I'm investing them into alts. I'm scaling out of Bitcoin and moving into alts, and that's because of the dominance charts. And once it comes back down here and the dominance looks better for Bitcoin, I'll get back into Bitcoin. So that's Bitcoin, and now I will go to ETH. Okay, so let's talk about ETH. ETH, I'm overall bullish. Let me just write that down. Overall bullish. Because if you look at ETH and you take the Fibonacci from here to here, right? This comes down to 38.2, retraces back up to 23.6. Then it comes all the way back down to the 61.8, or excuse me, it goes all the way down originally to the 38.2, stagnates for a week, then drops all the way to 61.8, and then bounces all the way back up within a week or 2 weeks to 23.6, and then it drops all the way back down back to the 61.8, stagnates there, and then it drops all the way down to the 78.6. And then it comes all the way up to 38.2, and I'm just saying, like, and it comes all the way down to the 61.8, right? And then the 88%. So what I'm saying is that this Fibonacci from here to here is very, very accurate. So then I took the Fibonacci from here down to the bottom, from the top to the bottom, right? And you would expect, like, okay, so the 23.6 was basically the top for that, right? Like right here, 23.6, and it was the top. So I would expect the 38.2 to be the top, right? Wouldn't you expect, if this one was so accurate, bouncing, right, off all these key levels on the Fibonacci, wouldn't you expect from the top to the bottom Fibonacci retracement to be accurate, and a 38.2 to be a very big resistance level? Not only that, but like this resistance correlated with this resistance, it lined up right here with this resistance. So when this surged past the 38.2 with zero hesitation, I'm bullish. That makes me more bullish on it because it just flew right by it. And like, I was not expecting that at all. Like, I was going to sell my ETH at 500 and 515. Yeah, exactly, 515. And then buy it back in on the retrace. But I don't know, this just makes me bullish. So I'm not going to be selling my ETH now. And because of the altcoin dominance charts and the Bitcoin dominance charts that I showed you in the beginning, that makes me more bullish on alts. Am I gonna do like 100x leverage on ETH? No. First off, I don't do leverage because you don't need to do leverage in crypto. And if you just stick with it long enough, even if you start out with only a little bit of money, you could end up making a lot of money over the years without using leverage, or simply by dollar cost averaging. Sorry, I almost fell out of this freaking chair. But what I'm saying is that I'm pretty bullish on ETH. I'm pretty bullish on alts. To me this is a bullish candle, and it's not like a blow off top volume either. Going down to the daily, it looks like a slow grind up. Okay, this is really good. So maybe a little bit of a sell back to 500 or something like that, and then continuation. That's sort of what I'm expecting. So I'll write that down and then I'll post it in the VIP. Okay, so I'm not sure if I totally if I went over ETH, but basically I'm bullish on ETH, like how I've been talking about. It bounced off of the major support twice. It had a beautiful bullish divergence here and here in the MACD and the RSI, and it just bounced real heavy off that, like you would expect. And I could see it continuing to go up. I feel like we still have room for this to move to the upside, and why not have it go all the way up 26% or so. So to this resistance level, resistance all over here, even if you count it back there. This is also the support from back here, over here, sort of over here, right here. This is the support. I was gonna get in right here. I had my alert set, but apparently it never went off. People, I guess they just front run it. And so whatever, missed out on a 10% move because people front ran it. This is really where the support is right here, but 10%. It's still close to the support, way closer to the support than it is to the resistance. So I wouldn't mind trading my Bitcoin for Ethereum right now. Okay, so for XRP is an interesting coin. It's actually one of my long-term investments. This is just, I guess the easiest way is just go over what I said, what the big picture with XRP is. And what I say is that XRP is one of my biggest holdings. I believe in the fundamentals and think that it's one of the best chances of any alt to reach its all-time highs and much, much more. I purchased a lot of XRP at supports, such as this support right around here, this support right here, this support here, all of this support, and then this support right here, right? Just buy, 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 buy. And then I transfer it to a high interest account like crypto.com, which gives me 6%, 4 or 5, 6%, something like that, interest on my XRP, which is amazing. So what I said, and what I've been saying for months now, is that XRP under 30 cents is a steal. And then I'll sell it at major resistance. So this is the major resistance right here. I'm selling 20. I'm not going to sell 50%. I'm going to sell 25% here and buy back lower, you know, maybe like 10, 15%. And it's basically two major ping pong zones, 30 cents to 50 cents. So between this right here and this right here, like this is a ping pong zone right here, right? Another one is from 18 cents to 28 cents. So from here to here, ping pong zone. And you can see like ping pong, it just keeps on going back and forth, right? So I was really waiting for the last couple months for it to come back down to this major support so that I could buy a big fat stack, but it's just been trending sideways for months on end now. So I just kept the stack that I bought here and here and here, right? And just kept all of that. Now I actually can't sell any because mine isn't in a high interest account. But if it was on the exchange, if it wasn't in a high interest account, I would sell 25% right here and just put it in for like 10, 15% lower. And then, you know, buy more and then have it keep on going up. So if it gets anywhere near 28 cents from above, I'll go in, you know, that's what I was saying. So this is from a long time ago. So I said if it got anywhere near 28 cents from above, so from up here and it came back down here, or from like up here and it came back down, or here and come back down, then I would go in and I would sell it at around 28 cents to try to buy it back lower. But if it gets anywhere near 18 cents from above, so if it got anywhere near down this area, then I go in without a stop. I just buy it right here, right? Like, and so it looks like it just came all the way up to 0.477, like where the resistance is, and so that's basically what I say. So I'm gonna write that out and then I'll put it in the VIP, and then move on to the next coin. As far as XRP versus Bitcoin, same deal. You know, I just buy it on supports. I might sell 25 to 30% here and try to buy it in maybe 10% lower. But I'm not looking to really sell a whole lot. I just keep this for, I'm going to keep this for years, you know? This is a multi-year project or just nonstop, you know? So let's move on. Let's move on to the Gemini and Coinbase listed coins and see if there's any cool, any good things happening with these. So this is going to be the first time that I'm going to be doing a lot of these different coins. So I'm going to pause it, do the analysis, and then resume and give you the analysis. Okay, next up we have Algo. So if I didn't say what I said about Aave, just yeah, I mentioned this. It's too close to the resistance. I'm not gonna get in. I'll get in if it jumps up above here, or I don't know. I'll get in if it comes down to a certain level. But this is just stupid to get in here. So next up is Algo. So let me do Algo and be right back. Okay, so Algorand is listed on Coinbase and obviously Binance and stuff like that. It was an IEO on Binance, came out June 22nd, 2019 at $3.44. And you get to see it just like crash, right? I'm not going to have to read through all this. You could just see that. It has some bounces, and that's on the monthly. So if we go down to the weekly, you get a better look at it. You could just see that it sort of had this Coinbase listing, pumped it, but then fell back down. It was just range bound, pumped up, wasn't good enough. Fell back down, range bound, pumped up, got the support, and then did another pump up. And this is what we saw in May and June and some of July and this is where we got like hundreds of percentage points on a couple coins, is because we used the strategy where things were going up. They busted through the resistance and that turned into support, got in at the support. And I wanted to take my profit right here because this was Obviously this was big take profit zone, right? It never reached there, so I ended up getting stopped out somewhere over here, I think. But regardless, wanted to get back in, so I started averaging back in, you know, here, and then mostly at this right shoulder, because it looks like a big head and shoulders, right? And then with an extended right shoulder that's like drooping down, and then finally just crashes and dips down. Well, now the price came through this resistance, and it could come back and hit it as support and then bounce back up. So I'm going to get in right around here, and then hopefully take my profits up here. If not, I'll have a trailing stop loss, and hopefully that will be really good, because now it's above the support again, which is, you know, you could see. Bring this back here. It's above the support, so you could use that as the entry, as your entry point, because it has not retested it on the daily. On the 4 hour, hasn't retested it on the 4 hour really either. So I'm gonna just snatch it up right here. Hopefully I'll get it. On the 4 hour, there is a bearish divergence, so I do expect the price to go down. And then once that happens, I'll be in the trade, and that's Algo. So let me do this real quick. Next up, we have Atom, also known as Cosmos. It began trading 4-1, so in April of 2019, it saw a quick 25% sell-off to $3 and around $3.01 basically, right around here. Then it's just had a 100% rally, you know, up to 684 on June 17th, 2019, after the top of 2017 of June 17th, 2019. It crashed 74% to a new low of 1.83. Had a nice bounce around 73%, then came back to the support and basically bounced again and had a sustained move up, really nice move up. So busted through all the resistances to around $4, $5, somewhere around there, right? Since then though, 2019, Atom has actually been in an uptrend, which is really good. This time the move was sustained and busted through. Okay, yeah. Sorry. It's been profitable against both USD and Bitcoin, so that's really good. It's been profitable against both. And on June 26, 2020, so May, April, June 26, 2020, I said buy at line 1. So that must have been here is when I said buy at line 1. So 3.279, 3.288. Okay, so this wick just missed my buy-in price, I guess. Regardless though, Cosmos is actually a pretty good chart. Like, it's better than what it's not a terrible chart. So let me just do some analysis on this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so basically for Atom or Cosmos, if you take the Fibonacci from the body to the body on the monthly frame, it fell to the 61.8 and then had like a really nice recovery, right? And if we go just down to the daily now, you can see it hit here, recovered, and then it had made a higher low, and it's above the 200-day moving average. So you can try to go in on a trade when it hits this. I put an alert in, but this major SR level would be a better trading opportunity, and that's what I would actually try to wait for it to break this, hit this, and then come back up. But either way seems okay with me. Moving on to Atom or Cosmos as it's known. Basically this is the support level. This was the 61.8% of the move up. Had a really nice bounce, and this would be a great level to get in for Atom, but This is also a diagonal support right here, and this lines up with the 200-day moving average. So I have alerts set for here and for here. If it comes down here, then I will probably get in because I think that it'll be a good trade. And that's Atom for USDT. And then we have Atom against Bitcoin, and it's really, really close to its all-time lows. So once it reaches here, I might actually add a medium amount of Atom at this level. Next up, we have Balancer. This one is a little tough, but what happened is it got launched right here, you know, had a huge surge, dropped 100% back down, and then had a nice liquidity hunt to stop people out before the lows, before driving the price higher. And now you can see it's moving nice, and it's moving higher and higher and higher. Very, very good. Move up, bull flag, move up, bull flag, move up, bull flag, move up, consolidation. So I'm gonna try to get in right here on Balancer, and hopefully this could be some type of formation like this, you know, if that makes some sense, right? So I'm gonna wait till it comes back down here. Otherwise, it's just simply too close to the resistance versus the support. I forgot if I just said this or not, but Balancer, it's just simply too close to the resistance for me to get in. It's also having some minor resistance right here. If it pops back down to the support, I'll jump in. Otherwise, it's gonna have to let this one go on without me. Let me just write this down because I think that this is actually pretty interesting. I just want to make sure that this is known on this chart because I'm going to use this chart, even though this chart has more information. When it comes to the Bitcoin pairing, if Balancer could flip this resistance, it'll be really good for Bitcoin. But the thing is, like, Bitcoin is going down. So if Bitcoin goes down and altcoins go down a little bit less than Bitcoin, you're still losing money. Like, you might as well just hold it in USDT, you know? So I'm not gonna go into Bitcoin pairings when it's down, you know? After that, we have Band. So Band, it's like, you know, it just had a tear, huge tear with that whole DeFi phase, mid 2020. It respected the fibs pretty well. You could see, you know, came down to 38.2, jumped back up 100%, came back to the 61.8, jumped up 30 to back to 38.2, came back down to the 61.8, consolidated, fell down 78.6, and had the jump move up. We actually got right here on the 78.6 in the VIP, and that was a really big gain. You could see Discord channel, we got it right here, 60% gains. If I copy this and then go back to Brave, just throw it in here. That was the support one, right? So bounced off the support, really good. So we got Band. I'm looking to re-enter somewhere on the 200 EMA. I think that'll be a good entry, and or a little bit above it on this support. That's so I have my trade in. Put my trade into 3 commas. I'm just waiting. As for Band versus Bitcoin, I just bought the ideal buy zone and then I sold it. So I'm just waiting for it to hit the ideal buy zone again. I'm not gonna try to. It's in the middle between support and resistance, you know. So I'm not gonna try to get in right now. Then we have basic attention token. You know, this is the resistance. This is the support. It's below the midline. So it's closer to the support, but like it's just looking. It just doesn't look that really too hot. But there is a possibility that the same type of play that's happening and other things are about to happen to BAT. So you could do this, you could do this, and then you could do this, right? So like this happened, and then it came down and dropped below for a liquidity hunt, because this was a very big support resistance, right? This was a huge, basically rocket ship, mountain, head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it, you know. And now it's sort of doing the inverse, but just on a very smaller scale, you know. So I could see it doing that. I might as well go in and try it with a little bit of capital, because the risk to reward is so good on this trade. So that's what I'm gonna go do, because it was major support, broke through it, resistance, broke above it. So you play the SR flip. I mean, that's how it's done. So that's BAT. Then BAT. We also have BAT. We should have BAT Bitcoin too, but I don't know why it's not on my list in this chart. So let me just add BAT Bitcoin. So BAT Bitcoin, it could come back down and reach this support again. This was really like the lowest support right here, right? So this is where I would go in on BAT versus Bitcoin. And it correlates pretty well with the SR flip on the USDT pairing. So that's why I think it's okay to try it out. Going on to comp. Let's go to the 4 hour on comp. So comp is really interesting. Comp is a DeFi project I really like, where comp is on both the USD and the Bitcoin pairing. So I'm gonna just start stacking in. I stacked in an order right here. So this has 4 more hours until it can come back up above my stop, and so I won't get stopped out. Otherwise, I'll get stopped out, and then I'll just buy in right here, and then I'll buy in down here. If it comes down here, I'm gonna just stack. I'm stacking comp. I like comp. Compound. I think it's a good project. It has a lot of hype around it, you know. So that's what I'm gonna do for comp. And if you look at the Bitcoin pairing, you know, after weeks and weeks of being in a downtrend against Bitcoin, it finally made like a bounce play, I guess, and now it has this support level. So if you take this into account, and then you take this little move up into account, like it might go down, it might come down here, you know, and then bounce again. That's what I'm thinking. And then the Bitcoin and the USDT pairings will do really well together, and when that happens, it'll be good. And excuse me, this is it. When that happens, it'll be really good. So I'm sort of just waiting for comp. I got my first order in right here. I'll get a couple more orders in down below. Going on to CRV. So this is Crv Finance, very interesting project. Basically, it's been in downtrend forever, right? And then finally, October 25th, I guess you could say, was when it started to return to the bulls. So go back to the daily. You can't, it's like so hard to see, but it fits pretty well with the narrative that's going on with the DeFi projects. Let me see if I could do this real quick. Bring this like this, bring this up, bring this up, bring this up. Okay, so you could see the volume spiked real big, and it's sort of continuing. It's like much bigger right here than it was over here. That means that a lot of people are getting into this, right? So this is a great level right here to jump in, because it had this support level right here, resistance right here, support right here. So it's clear support resistance. So this is like an easy trade, six to 100%. You know, you could get 100% wins, 6% loss. The RR is crazy on something like Crv Finance right now. So I'm definitely hopping into Crv on this trade if it happens to get hit. I already put my orders into 3 commas, so they're in there. Looking at the Bitcoin chart, it looks very, very similar, almost identical. You know, we had a big spike and then it fell back down, and now it's grinding its way back up. It's almost at the 200 moving average. The EMA's crossed over, so yeah, it's a little bit more to go to the 200 moving average on the 4-hour, but like the EMA's crossed over, it has spike up, and it's been an uptrend. So pretty good with Crv. I think let me get this down here. Yeah, see, we had the EMA crossover on the daily, and now it's above this previous resistance. So get in at the support and then try to make it moon, you know. Hopefully it doesn't crash below the support. And did I see? I thought I saw a bullish divergence right here. Let's just check. Let's check this right here. Okay. Looks like a bullish divergence to me. I could totally see this moving up. I could see this moving up right now, actually. I'm gonna check. In fact, let's see. This is about 4% from my actual buy price that I want to buy it at, but it has a MACD bullish divergence, and the stock RSI is oversold on the 4-hour. So if that's the case for CRV right now, I mean, is this an uptick? It's not an uptick yet, but like it looks like it might be. It looks like it might become an uptick, and then that would be the actual bullish divergence. Right now, it's not necessarily a bullish divergence, but it looks like it might actually hit it. So I'm actually gonna put a little bit into CRV right now. Okay, so after CRV USDT, we have CRV Bitcoin. Looks super similar to the USDT pair. You know, had the crossover right here, and just hoping to grab it on the first bounce attempt. And I mean, that would be pretty epic if we get in here and it actually is the bounce. So that's CRV. Then we got Civic. Civic is very interesting. Civic, I took the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top. 1, 2, 3. Normally I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but like whatever. Maybe 4-hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not really. You can't really do the 4-hour. You sort of have to do. The reason I do in the daily from the close to the close is because the 61.8 lines up with this resistance and this support, right? So it lines up with these 3 levels. And then I'm going to get into the 61.8, and then I'm going to get out a little bit below the 38.2. I'm going to get it out at 8786, right? That's my game plan. I'm also expecting this to come up and maybe, you know, be somewhere around here. So this stop is below it, and of course I have my stop loss timeout just in case. But yeah, I think that this is going to be a pretty good play. I'm excited about this one. I'm not sure if I actually created a alert in here, but yeah, you make an alert. So there you go. That's Civic. And we got the same thing going on for DNT, or District 0x. Basically, I just took the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, getting it to 61.8. Nice confluence right there. Also, the 200 moving average is right there as well. So I'm going to do that, try to get out a little bit below 38.2. And self-explanatory. And yeah, it's about 7:49 a.m., 7:49 in the morning, and I've been doing this since around 11 o'clock in the morning yesterday. Of course, I took a few breaks for maybe like 2, 3, 4 hours, possibly. Like 1 hour at a time. Like maybe like 4 hours total is what I broke yesterday. So I've been doing this for almost 24 hours, like probably like a solid 18 hours. And I've messed up this recording so many times. So I'm pretty exhausted. So I'm gonna get to the rest of this later. I'm gonna take a shower and go to sleep. Probably eat something since I haven't eaten anything in like a day. But yeah, I just need to catch up. So obviously I'm trying to do this because it's pretty important. Getting into some big zones, especially what I talked about in the beginning with the dominance levels. So I hope you learned something. I hope this was informative, and I'm gonna keep this up. I'm gonna get through all the rest of these shortly, within the next 3 to 4 days, and I'll see you on the next one.